Project Power. Another edition of the Machine Gun Kelly cinematic universe. Shout out to his agent. He is working hard. Yeah, Project Power just came out on Netflix, presumably to help fill the void of summer blockbusters that we missed out because of the pandemic. So far, this movie is directed by Henry Joost and Ariel Schulman, I believe is how you say it. They made Nerve and Paranormal Activity 3 and 4 along with Catfish, the documentary. So Project Power has a lot of similarities to Nerve if you've seen it. I feel like the directors are interested in stuff that kind of like take over society. So with Nerve, it was that daring app or whatever that all the kids were playing that went crazy, which obviously has a bigger message. They're saying get off your phone, whatever. And this one is about a pill that if you take it, it gives you superpowers for 5 minutes. So what I will say is if you've seen Nerve, you know what to expect in terms of the aesthetic of this movie. Super fast paced, lots of contrasting colors in the cinematography. It's all going very fast. It comes at you. Now, the cinematographer is Michael Simmons. He worked with them on Nerve, and he's also the cinematographer for Halloween and the upcoming, well, now delayed Halloween Kills. So I can actually appreciate, good action scenes at night. I can actually see what's going on. The characters are developed enough, at least to get by. Jamie Foxx is fine. Dominque Fishback is good. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt, nice to see you in a movie again. I haven't seen 7500, which is your other movie this year that is out on Amazon Prime. And obviously you have another movie coming out later this year, which I'm excited for, by Aaron Sorkin. But yeah, it is nice to see you. And when I say their characters is fine, I'm talking about the character, not necessarily the performance itself. One thing that is pretty interesting that I kind of wish they touched up on more is with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He's a cop who's basically trying to find these criminals because all the criminals are taking these pills, causing chaos. But, one, he's a cop, so he has to, abide by the law, obey the law. But with these criminals taking the pills, he himself feels that he has to take them too to kind of even the playing field. So that's kind of a interesting dilemma or like internal conflict, I guess, that is touched on very briefly in the movie, but it's something that's pretty interesting. Like I said, the actual performances from Jamie Foxx and Dominque Fishback are good. They get most of the screen time together. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is definitely more of a supporting character. It's really focused on them too. And they're good together. And, in terms of another positive, the visual effects are pretty good. And it has to be, otherwise this movie would totally fall apart and you just wouldn't buy in. But the visual effects are pretty good. Nothing spectacular. There's still some weird looking CGI, but for a Netflix original, it looks good. So those are some positives, at least with the movies. I know I went through that pretty fast, and there's a reason for that. But the big negative is 100% the script. The opening scene has a line where it's like, sounds too good to be true. And the guy says, because it is. Like, oh, just fuck off. If I had to summarize this movie in one sentence, I would say it is a generic action movie sprinkled in with cool concepts / some good action scenes. Now, for a lot of people, that's all they need, right? That's really all you need. And if that is the case, this movie will definitely get the job done. Like I said earlier, it's not boring. It's not slow. It's fast paced. It's moving. You're entertained throughout. But the critical part of your brain that's still kind of on in there, that's where it really has a problem with the movie. So Jamie Foxx plays a character named Art, and he's the typical man who's looking for his daughter, will stop through nothing to get to her and save her. Robin, who is Dominque Fishback's character, is a daughter that's not doing well in school. Her mom is sick. And then also they threw in, she's a rapper. And as someone who loves rap, that is literally the only thing I listen to. You can look my Apple Music. It was kind of weird. I just felt it didn't really add anything. There was one scene where she starts rapping in front of the teacher, and the teacher's like, okay, you want to be a rapper? Because she's not paying attention. So he's like, okay, if you want to be a rapper, like say something right now, and if it's good, I'll give you a C. And she starts rapping, and I was cringing the whole time. This is not a spoiler, but yeah, you'll see that, even though they kind of take the coward route and realize it was all in her head. She's imagining it. But yeah, just weird stuff like that. But, the rapping's not bad. This Project Power just doesn't add anything new. It doesn't fill a void for me that I'm really missing. It doesn't really satisfy that itch in me for that summer blockbuster. Project Power doesn't do anything new with the formula that still feels all too familiar, even with a pandemic essentially shutting down the summer blockbusters. Now, having said that, like I said earlier, there's some positives in here. There's some negatives. If you can turn off your brain a little bit, this is a perfectly fine movie. It's an easy watch. I was never bored. I was entertained, but it never really went beyond that. So I would give Project Power about like a C+. I've seen some people really enjoy this movie already. I've seen some reviews on it. Some people really enjoy it. Some people think it's really stupid. What side will you be on? I kind of lie somewhat in the middle. I guess a C+ is all right. But yeah, check out Project Power on Netflix. Just came out, at least today while I'm recording this. If you're craving those summer action movies, I'm sure you'll like it. Like I said, it's an easy watch. Watch it with your family, whatever. Thank you guys for watching. I know it's different, finally, from my past 2 videos on shitty-ass movies, which I gotta say, I like talking about shitty movies a little bit more than like okay movies. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you want to see me cry because Arizona theaters are not open yet. And Tenet is coming closer. And if Tenet gets spoiled for me, I will riot. But yeah, all jokes aside, thank you for watching. Stay safe. Bye.